2022 or a couple of years ago
22.
that you were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
And here you are, So could you share a little bit about that process and maybe what was like the first thing that came to your mind when you first found that you had that breast cancer?
So this was in 22. So it was a year after I graduated. I finished my thesis. Taiwan offers regular mammograms for women above the age of 40. So I used to do that every 2 years.
Yeah.
So the previous time I did it, it was clear. So that was in 2020. But then in 22, when I went for the mammogram, there were 2 lumps. And the case, they have volunteers. So they actually call you. It's time for a mammogram. You should come do the mammogram.
Yeah, or those older Taiwanese people, right?
They have volunteers
at
in the hospital.
Hospitals,
They'll call you. They'll reach out
Yeah.
wherever your file is. So they did, and then she called me back. She said, okay, there's something in it. You need to come see a breast surgeon. And she helped me make an appointment. So I went, and they did a biopsy right away, ultrasound and biopsy, and when the report came back, it was malignant. The 2 lumps were malignant. So he said that, okay, we need to treat this, and he suggested surgery. And so breast cancer is one of the more common cancers now. It has high recovery rates, but the age is getting younger. Younger people are getting it. So it's after that, after it's happened to me, I've made it a point to encourage women to be alert to this risk and just get themselves checked regularly.
Yeah, I had twice, the last 2 times that I had it, I had to go back in and get a
Ultrasound?
Ultrasound, because they saw that there were maybe some stuff.
Yeah.
But both times it ended up not to be anything.
That's
but
good.
I can imagine. So yeah, what did you think when you were first told that you had it?
I thought about the treatment. I thought about how to...
That was the first thing that you
thoroughly
thought about. Was,
Yeah,
wow.
so I wasn't like, I know
Very logical.
people, yeah. So I didn't cry, or I didn't go into depression, or like the doctor wanted me, like, do you want to tell your family? Do you want to let someone know? I said, no, I'm fine. I just took it as a scientific fact that needs to be dealt with.
Right.
Yeah. So like there was an option to either do a partial surgery, just get the lump out, lumpectomy, but he said, no, there are chances of coming back. It might recur. So I said, no, just cut everything. Just get rid of it completely and do the full chemo treatment that they suggested, and radiation. So because it's so common, there's pretty much standard protocols for treatment. What stage, what it should follow. So they thought it was a stage 2 because there were 2 small lumps. But when he operated, because I've gone for a full mastectomy, so they found that it had spread to tumor cells had spread to the lymph nodes. They were also infected, so those had to be taken out as well. So it ended up being a stage 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So I asked him, like, how come 2 years ago there was nothing?
Yeah.
So he said, either, because no imagery is 100% guaranteed. So either it was so tiny that it wasn't visible in the scans that they took, or it has grown so fast in 2 years, which might be possible because I was like under high stress at that time because of the thesis.
So in Taiwan, do you feel, really confident in the medical things? Because now that I'm thinking that when you were clear, and then I had the 2 that had to go back for the scan, was that MRI? Is that an ultrasound or MRI?
The first one they do is a mammogram, is like
they did that.
An X-ray.
Yeah, and then I had to go back.
And then when you go back, they do an ultrasound.
Okay, so it's only an ultrasound. I guess I never had an MRI. But in terms of now I'm thinking, oh no, should I go try to get further tests or something like that, or further scans?
Maybe a second opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they've done an ultrasound, or so if they do an ultrasound and they're still doubtful, then they'll do a biopsy. So they'll actually put a needle in
Right.
to get the sample out, a specimen, and then they'll analyze it in the lab to make sure whether it's benign or malignant.
Right.
I'm confident in the whole process here. So in the preventive part, follow up, make sure you do your checks, and if they find something suspicious, they also follow up, make sure you get it checked again, and if there's something wrong, then the care that you get here, it's world class
Yeah.
at a cost that is affordable.
Yeah. 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 I think a lot of people don't realize Taiwan really has a very, very advanced medical care in a lot of different ways. I mean, there's some stuff when I go to the Taiwan hospital, because the privacy issue is not as it is with overseas, but overall, when the care and the what do you say?
Facilities.
Yeah, facilities.
Facility,
Yeah.
All of this is very
really,
good.
really
Yeah.
good. So you made the decision to do all of this. Was it with family, or you just made these decisions yourself in terms of your care? Yourself.
And in consultation with my doctor.
Okay. And at what point did you? So you already made your decision, and then you were told your family,
forced,
or
I had to, because to have surgery you need to have next of kin. Someone needs to be there because you're you've anesthesia, general anesthesia. So you need to have family present during the surgery. So my doctor said, you have to tell someone. So I told my daughter. The last doctor visit I had before the surgery, I took her. Yeah, she had a very strong reaction.
Oh.
Yeah, I think both my kids were. I think so in our family, I'm the rational,
Yeah, I was going to say
logical, cold. Like when I go to see the doctor, I just ask specific questions about,
Right.
or what, because in Taiwan they give you a lot of medicines, for like a whole strip of
Oh, I
in
know.
the clinic. So
Yeah.
I have questions about each one. Why am I taking this? Okay,
Yeah.
don't give it to me this long thing. Give me each one separately so I can decide what I need to take, what I don't need to take.
Right.
So that's my style. That's what I usually do. They're more sensitive, and so that's why I prefer to handle it myself, because if I told the others, I would not only have to take care of myself, I'd have to take care of them as
Right.
well.
Lots
So,
of
which is why-
opinions about what you got to do. Yeah.
No,
I mean, like
not
if you
so
were to
much.
tell people ahead of time and stuff,
Yeah,
they would probably, yeah.
yeah. But I was more concerned about, other people will give suggestions, but I was more concerned about my family.
Yeah, yeah.
And like if I told them earlier, I would have had to provide more emotional support to
Yeah.
them. So instead of in addition to taking care of
Yeah.
myself, I would have to take care of others too. So that's why I would just handle it alone as long as I could. And so my daughter, I guess genuinely, because now it's in her family history. So it is directly related to her own health.
Right.
Yeah. So she was a bit worried, and so she also went in for a checkup. And I just said, like, it's okay if you get it, you deal with it.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, you deal with that too.
Yeah. I feel like the having kind of a objective or that type of look into it sometimes makes it easier. I don't know if I ever found that I had cancer, if I would be able to handle like you, but I think mindset is so important. Right?
Positive mindset is very important.
Yeah.
And remaining active. So I continued working even after the diagnosis.
Okay. During
And
treatment as well, or
during treatment as well.
okay. Wow.
I had about 5 Zoom meetings from the hospital room. Did the 10 days I was there.
Okay. Did you put on your makeup and all of that stuff
So
for the
usually,
meetings?
luckily, interpreters are usually not seen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
That's
we're
good.
just in the background. Our cameras are usually off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I
wow.
was in the hospital, but I could function.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not dead
Right.
yet.
Right.
Like, why should I behave like I'm dead?
Mm-hmm.
People are saying, "Oh, you're still working. How? Why? Why? You should rest. You should." Yeah, I'm resting. I'm in the hospital resting,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to remain active. I would
Yeah.
like to create something of value, right? Do something productive with my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that kept me going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know if you could call that a defining moment in your life, but was there stuff that you took out of the process because of this, you know,
Diet.
diet?
Yep.
Okay.
Realize the importance of paying attention to one's diet, eating healthy, exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a good reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've tried to make healthier choices.
Yeah. I think it takes something, oftentimes we take life so for granted,
Yeah.
and we don't think about things like that until something really happens.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's, too late, but at least for you, it worked fine. I mean, during the treatment that you had, did you ever feel, I know you worked through the whole thing, but were you ever at any point where it was, it's really hard right now, or ever go through that period?
Not related to the treatment.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other things. I think there are other harder things.
Right.
Yeah. Treatment was the doctors, the medical staff was doing their job, and the hospital's very near to my house. I just go get my chemo, come back, and rest. COVID made it a bit harder, I think, because I had it during COVID, and I had
Oh, did
COVID
you have
during my treatment.
Oh, you had COVID during your treatment? Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
I tried so hard to, because your immunity is low, and I tried so hard to avoid contact and stay safe. And I caught COVID probably in the ward when I was getting chemo.
Okay.
So it wasn't outside exposure to anyone. It was
Right,
probably,
right.
This was already when the cases were higher. It was spreading. Yeah. But then because I was getting chemo, my white blood cell count was low. So I had to be in the isolation ward. Yeah. That was quite an experience.
I mean, I haven't had COVID. I haven't had cancer, so it's
Really?
just. But yeah, I still
had
haven't
COVID?
caught. I still haven't caught COVID yet.
That's
So that's why I'm super careful. But I thought to myself, so many people I know have had COVID. So at this point, I had my vaccines and stuff. At this point, I don't know if it's as dangerous as
it's not
people
as
thought it was.
serious or
Yeah.
it was at that time, but
Yeah.
now it's not. And if you're getting your vaccines, that's good. Yeah, I'm also getting I keep getting the vaccines whenever there's a new one, whenever it's time for me to get it. Yeah.
So now are you totally fine with with breast cancer, or is there stuff that you have to still
So
check
I
up?
am in remission. I
Okay.
have to go for regular checkups. So the last time they checked, everything is clear. It seems to be all the tumor cells all seem to be destroyed. I do need to take a medicine, a pill, for at least 5 years. That's Liu. So it works on the hormones, the female hormone, to kind of reduce your chances of getting a tumor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a normal treatment or
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
process?
So people who have been through breast cancer treatment are then put on this drug for at least 5 years. And regular follow-ups every 6 months.
You had a mastectomy, you said. has that affected you in any way in terms of your attitude or your self-identity or anything like that?
No,
No?
no, I
Amazing.
don't.
Yeah. It's a pragmatic side of you.
Yeah. The doctor said, "Oh, you can do reconstructive surgery. You know, you can like right at the same time." So they cut it off, and then the plastic surgeon comes in, and then they put something temporarily, and then you come back again after a few weeks, and then they'll put a more permanent thing, and then stitch it up, and then the scar will be here, here, here. I don't need that. I want the most thorough cleaning and the most efficient, like stitching up.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
So he said, "Oh, we can save the nipple so that in the future, if you change your mind." I'm not going to change my mind. Don't do it. No, no, no. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. So he still insisted on doing it. It was funny, but I think it's not what identifies me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know there are women that are, I know, I met one recently that really identified with that, and she had the whole thing because that was part of her, so people have different choices.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone is respected. Everyone can make their own choice. I have my priorities, and like physical appearance is not the top one among those. Yeah.